Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. A warm welcome to meeting number 94 of our Eloquent Elite Toastmasters Club. I am Toastmaster Rowan Buthello. I am pleased and proud to be your Sergeant at Arms. As Sergeant at Arms, I will share with you a few meeting etiquette guidelines. We request everyone to follow these for the sake of a smooth meeting experience. First, all Toastmasters not playing any role, please rename yourselves and prefix TM to your name. Second, all other guests, please prefix your name with guest. Third, when you rename yourself, you help the Zoom master spotlight you quickly. Fourth, please take 10 seconds for the activity that I've just mentioned now. Next, please put on silent mode for your phones and any other noise-making devices near you. This will help everyone to focus on the meeting without any distraction. Please take 5 seconds to do so. Please keep your audio on mute throughout the meeting and unmute your microphone only whenever you are invited to speak. Please keep your video cameras on. Speakers certainly feel nice to see people's faces. You yourself as a listener will feel more engaged and part of the experience when you see yourself on screen with others. If you are terribly hungry, turn off the video, have a quick bite, and turn the video on. Please turn off the video only when you have to step away. Please do not type on the general Zoom chat box when the speaker is speaking. Chats may distract the speaker and the listener. If you wish, you can send messages to specific persons via the private Zoom chat. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. Please stay back to network after the meeting. That is when helpful ideas and memorable experiences are shared. Friendships are born and collaborations materialize. I'm glad to share here the mission of Toastmasters. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With such an empowering mission, it is but natural that the Toastmasters International community is quite large, with 3 lakh plus members in 14,000 clubs across 150 countries. And it's going strong for the last 100 years. Contributing to this tradition of growing leaders is Eloquent Elite Toastmasters Club. I am happy to introduce the presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. Girija Deshpande is founder, director of BG Consulting, an HR consultancy. She is a professional success coach, a soft skills trainer, writer, blogger, translator, YouTuber, and a Rotarian. Please give a round of applause and help me welcome our presiding officer for today. Over to you, presiding officer, Girija Deshpande.
Thank you for that wonderful, warm welcome, Toastmaster Rowan Buthello. She's a Toastmaster for the last 3 years from Kharghar, and she has been a great support to our club. I declare the meeting open, and I just want to present the motion to adopt the agenda. May I request someone to please propose that the agenda be adopted?
I, as the general evaluator, propose the agenda to be adopted.
Okay. I request someone to second the adoption of the agenda. Thank you so much.
I, Kavitha and Prakash, second the agenda to be adopted.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So back to Rowan. Rowan. So mind is roaming. She has been a Toastmaster since last 3 years. I can't believe it, but she has been widely participating in several meetings across. She has taken leadership roles every year in her club. She has coordinated Speechcraft program for corporate sector in May 2025. By profession, she is a youth counselor and soft skills trainer. Thank you for opening the meetings with so much of zest and gusto. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So with this, I will, once I have declared the meeting open, I will just give a brief history of our club. Our club started in the year 2021, just before, COVID was about to wind up, February 2021. It was our DTM Deepak Menon and International President Mark Maloney from Rotary Club, who came together and they said, why don't we start a Rotary Toastmasters collaboration club? And that sparked the idea that because I'm a Rotarian, why don't we start a Rotary Toastmasters collaboration club? So this is the first club of its kind in India and the 5th in the world. And we have here our guest here who also is from California. And he is also from a similar club, John Graham. Thank you so much for being here, though it is just 7:30 in the morning. Now, our club, why is it named Elites? Our Rotary Club is known as Elite. But that is not the only reason. When I thought of this club, I realized that what was the purpose? Why was this Toastmasters started? Ralph Swedley realized that there were businessmen and professionals who were young and even middle-aged, struggling with a lot of hard work, but just because they lack sophisticated communication skills, they were lagging behind. So he started this Toastmasters Club. So then I wondered, Rotary is into service and very much into basic education. So why not make use of this opportunity to start the Rotary Toastmasters Club? So thus was born the Rotary Eloquent Elites Toastmasters Club. Now, Elites is an acronym for empowering leaders of integrity with experience and service. So we want to give the best experience to the members of the club by giving them an opportunity to listen to varied varieties of speeches from people all over the world and also get evaluation and feedback from them, and also give them the best service that can be provided so that they feel a part of the club and being valued. So this is the purpose or the vision with which the club was started. Now let's move to the theme. I also happen to be the Toastmaster of the day. So when Ralph Smedley started, he started with just 20 members in a basement in California, or no, Santa Ana, YMCA. And when he started with just 20 people, he never perhaps imagined that it is going to go into such huge scale. But the desire was genuine. The vision was great. He wanted to help people. So with that service and excellence in mind, those values in mind, when he started the club, slowly, steadily, it grew. So this takes us to the topic of the day, the theme of the day, that is Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci sequence is also about magic numbers that grow slow and steady. So hereby comes the description. Fellow speakers and curious minds. A mathematical celebrity that sneaks into our life without our even knowing it is Fibonacci sequence. A sequence of numbers starting with 0 and 1 that steadily increases, where each number is equal to the sum of the two preceding numbers. So there is 0 and 1, and then 0 plus 1 becomes 1. Then 1 and 1 join together and become 2. Then 2 and 1 become 3. And 3 and 2 become 5. And 5 and 3 become 8. That is how the Fibonacci numbers increase. Like every celebrity, the Fibonacci sequence too has its origin story. And yes, India has a starring role in that. Most school books tell us that Fibonacci, Leonardo of Pisa, introduced the sequence to Europe in 1212 through his famous book, Liber Abazi, that is, Book of Calculations. But here is the twist. He didn't invent it. Long before Leonardo was dazzling Europe with rabbit problems and number puzzles, Indian mathematicians were writing verses, poetry, about this pattern. Pingala, a scholar from around 200 BCE, described the pattern in a study of Sanskrit prosody, while analyzing combinations of short and long syllables in poetry. Around 6th century, Common Era, Virahanka expanded on this work, clearly laying out what we now call Fibonacci numbers. Later, Gopala and Hemachandra refined the idea further. In fact, many historians argue that this sequence should rightly be called the Virahanka Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci learned about these ideas while studying Indian and Arabic mathematical systems. And he didn't hide it. He openly acknowledged learning his numeracy from scholars in North Africa who themselves drew from Indian arithmetic. He himself has acknowledged it. So yes, the world may have given the sequence an Italian name, but the rhythm of its ideas pulses with Indian origins. With this intro, let's get into the meeting. Now, every Toastmasters meeting has got 3 sections. The first section is that of the prepared speech, which I will be leading. The second section is the table topic section, which Dr. Deshpande will be leading. And the third section is the evaluation section, from where we all learn what did we do right and where could we have done better. And that will be led by our distinguished Toastmaster, Anutosh Ghosh. We have got speech evaluators, grammarian, accounter, timer, everybody from different clubs. And they bring a wide variety of experience. And I think this makes a beautiful, magical number that we have got today. So I will just give a brief introduction to our general evaluator and request him to introduce his role. Our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Anutosh. Let me spotlight you. Yes. So he is from PMI WC Voice Toastmasters Club, Calcutta. Toastmasters, he has been a Toastmaster for the last 9 years. He is a soft skills trainer, agile and project management evangelist. A great contributor to our club, always ready to support. Thank you, and over to you to describe your role.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Girija. May we have a big round of applause for her. And thank you for that warm introduction.
Thank you.
Good evening, Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. Today's theme brings together a huge, important love or fear for some of us, maths and nature. And turns out that nature has been solving equations long before we could spell algebra. So, from Fibonacci in sunflowers to symmetry in butterflies, maths and nature have always been congruent and has occasional surprise exponent as well. As the general evaluator, I am here to observe how the meeting adds up. And even before the meeting started, there are certain things that I have noted, and I want to provide a feedback based on the flow, the transitions, the role players, and the overall experience. Think of me as the auditor of the session, minus the boring spreadsheets present in the maths. So let's explore whether this meeting was mathematically magical or naturally flawless. And we will hear from the individual speech evaluators as well, along with my team of timer, accounter, and grammarian. And together, let's hope that this maths and nature can provide a beautiful blend. Over to you, Toastmaster Girija.
Thank you. It was really wonderful listening to you. And yes, general evaluator, many people look at the tough headmaster of a school walking with a stick where exactly to go wrong. But we realize that most of our experience has been the general evaluators have been so kind, nurturing. And this is what makes Toastmasters a sort of a shelter where people come, they feel safe to come here and be vulnerable and to speak about their experiences and challenges that they have faced in their life. And excellent. Thank you so much for this. Now I'm grateful to introduce a grammarian of the day, that is Distinguished Toastmaster Kavitha Prakash. She is a leadership coach from Mysore. Mysore is in India. She has been a member of Mysore Toastmasters Club for the last 9 years. She loves to read, travel, and train people. Amazing job. Thank you. Over to you so that we all can understand your role. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Grammarly yours. And the word of the day is sequence. The teacher organized the children in order of their birth month. Sequence is a mathematical order where something comes after another step by step. You must be wondering why I'm talking of the word of the day today, because I wanted to align with the theme. And the theme is about Fibonacci sequences. Girija has introduced us to this extraordinary theme, which causes wonderment when we appreciate things in nature. My job as grammarian is to note good usage of grammar, vocabulary, and any other outstanding specific vocabulary related to the theme. I will also note down any irregular usage of grammar or vocabulary if used inappropriately. I will note it down and give you the correction or a better way to use it. With these two roles on my hat, let me also introduce the phrase of the day. Phrase of the day is in a row. All the children, all the hungry children, stood in a row to partake the lunch for today. So when something happens in a sequence, it can also happen in a row. Do you see the connection between the word of the day and the phrase of the day, and also with the theme of the day? Well, this idea is to help speakers to use these word of the day and phrase of the day appropriately in any of their speeches aligned to the theme. I will come back to give the report of grammarian report at the end of the meeting when the general evaluator calls upon. Thank you so much. Over to Toastmaster Girija.
Thank you very much. Now the next role player is our counter. And she says she's in meeting, but I'm not able to. Yes, please unmute and speak. Are you not able to start the video? If is there a problem with your internet? Otherwise, we would like you to start the video, please. Hello, Toastmaster Sapna. She's there in the group. Yes. You can speak and please describe your role. Okay, we'll move on with the timer and we'll call her back again so that we don't, we make the best optimum use of the time. So I request our timer today, Ilayaraja. He's an electrical and instrumentation engineer. Ilayaraja Kaliratnam. He's from Hindalco Corporate Club. From 2017, he has been a Toastmaster. He has work experience in Kuwait and Malaysia too. He loves badminton and traveling. He is amazed whenever he observes nature. And his observation is, ants are very small. But how small are we when we compare ourselves to the universe? It is with this philosophical question he has joined the meeting. Over to you to describe the timing allotted for the prepared section only. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening and good morning, esteemed guests and dear Toastmasters. I am Toastmaster Ilayaraja. I am the timer today. I am happy and proud to take up this role. The timer is the backbone of the meeting. Following timelines is the hallmark of professionalism. Toastmaster has given us this excellent tool to keep any speech and meeting within timelines. As you heard from Toastmaster of the day, there are 3 sections in this meeting. I will demonstrate the timelines for each section in the beginning of the sections. I'm now giving the timelines for prepared speech section. Today we have 3 prepared speeches. For all 3 speeches, the allotted duration is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, my virtual background will change to green. At 6 minutes, the green background will change to yellow. And at 7 minutes, the yellow background will change to red. To qualify for voting, speakers, please pay attention. The minimum allotted time, that is until you see green, should be met. The maximum time can exceed only by 30 seconds. A quick tip, when you see yellow, start wrapping up your thoughts so that you can finish smoothly as soon as the red appears. So I will present the time taken when I'm called upon to do so. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you for taking up the role at the last minute when somebody dropped out, and wonderful to have you in our club. Thanks a lot for stipulating the time limits very clearly. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sapna, for joining. I would just like to introduce Sapna Lalwani, our counter. She is from Raipur, Chhattisgarh. She is a member of We Are Advanced Toastmasters Club. She has been in the family business for the last 10 years. She credits Toastmasters for breaking out of a cocoon of shyness. She earned Triple Crown 4 times, and she has successfully mentored several Toastmasters to become capable and confident speakers. Over to you, Toastmaster Sapna Lalwani, for describing the counter role. Thank you. Hello, can you please explain your role? You can unmute and speak. Toastmaster Sapna, are you not able to unmute? Okay, so I presume that she will be able to do the role, and then I will just explain the role of a counter. Will that be okay, Sapna? If you can put a thumbs up, then I will just she is there in the meeting, so I'm sure that she will do the role. She is able to listen and then she will do the role. So the accounter is someone who's looking at the fillers that we have when we speak. Without realizing, very often we make vocalized pauses. Like when we talk, we'll say, I'm thinking of, or I will come. Oh. So these kind of guttural sounds or pauses we make, and that can become a break and can become really irritating, especially if you're on a phone call and you're talking with somebody. So Toastmasters has given us this tool to become aware of the vocalized pauses we make. And then there is a tendency to repeat certain words or use certain words where they are not actually required. We are searching for words or we are collecting our thoughts, and at the time, we may have a tendency to use so, then, now, basically, typically, really, absolutely, all these kind of filler words. So our counter looks at the filler words and also the vocalized pauses and gives a list at the end. When the report is called for, she will talk about what exactly were the fillers that she noticed, filler sounds that she noticed, and also it is acceptable in Toastmasters to point out who used those filler words and who you repeated which word how many times, because we know it comes from a good place. And that is when we are going to correct ourselves. We become conscious. I'm using so many times. I have the habit of using this sound whenever I'm thinking of something. So that awareness develops because of the role of the counter. Thank you. Welcome, Sapna. I understand probably there must be some technical difficulty. I will wait for you to respond to me, and then we'll start with the prepared speech section. Now, before we go on to the prepared speech section, I'm just tempted to talk about Fibonacci. So Fibonacci sequence is like that quiet student who never seeks attention but ends up topping every exam. Its patterns show up everywhere. Like our general evaluator said, the spiral of a sunflower, there is Fibonacci. The swirl of a nautilus shell, there is Fibonacci. Sorry. The swirl of a nautilus shell, there is Fibonacci. The pattern in which leaves arrange themselves on a stem, there is Fibonacci. Pine cones, pineapples, galaxies, even hurricanes, all whisper the same golden rhythm. Why? Because nature is very efficient, ruthlessly so. Good or bad, it follows that pattern so that things can be done effectively and energy is optimized. Fibonacci ratios, especially that golden ratio of 1.618, allows natural forms to grow exponentially, expand, and distribute energy with minimal waste. So it's nature's version of time management. And she uses it better than any productivity coach. Even our own body carries this mathematics. The spiral in our fingerprint, the proportions of our hand, the spacing of our facial features, most of them are quite literally walking the Fibonacci sculptures. That is the beauty of Fibonacci. Now let's move on with the prepared speech section. The first speaker is Toastmaster Dr. Sukanya Iyer. She has chosen the path Visionary Communication. Level 1 she is doing today, Project 3, on voice modulation and body language. Her speech evaluator is Toastmaster Nupur Saklecha. She is an accountant. She loves variety of cuisines, traveling, jewelry, and travel. Some of them are quite expensive. Oh, where is she? I don't see her. Here, she's here. Yes. So let me spotlight her, and I request her to present, oh God. Yes, I request her to present the speech objectives of Toastmaster Dr. Sukanya Iyer.
Hello everyone. Dr. Sukanya is presenting her third project. The purpose of this project is enable the member practice vocal variety, and body language to enhance a speech. I wish all the very best, Toastmaster Dr. Sukanya.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Nupur. That was wonderful, very brief and clear, because her project is vocal variety and body language. Dr. Sukanya Iyer is an academician, blogger, startup mentor, and social entrepreneur working to empower women and serve the needy. She's associated with various organizations, including Bharatiya Yuva Shakti Trust, of course, our Eloquent Elites, International, and G100 and GinQ. Her work is driven by a desire to make a positive change and impact on people. She is inspired by Swami Vivekananda's philosophy of selfless service. Although the exact timeline she doesn't know, wherever that it takes, she's happy to go with it. And the journey is ongoing. Her focus is continuous growth and progress. She is working to empower women, serve the needy, and inspire others to join her cause, making a difference to the lives of many. Now, I request Dr. Toastmaster Sukanya to start her speech. Before that, I would just like to check, are you in your speaking position? Are you all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you all able to hear me?
Yeah, we can see you and we can hear you. Your face is fully seen. That is, if your body language cannot be seen, if you can just go a little further or pull the... Yes. See, at least up to your chest, if you can be seen, that will be better. Yes. Yeah. We generally encourage speakers to stand and speak, but it takes some time. And I'm really grateful to you for taking time out to do this project, because I know you are so involved. If there is somebody crying outside, she'll just run out. If there is some problem, she sees me smoke coming out of the balcony, she'll run out. If there is some dog barking outside, she'll go. So that is the kind of person she is. So I'll just announce the topic. Dr. Sukanya Iyer, Spirit over Status. Spirit over Status, Dr. Sukanya Iyer. Timer, are you ready? Okay. Over to you, Dr. Sukanya Iyer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, all wonderful Toastmasters. Happy Toastmasters, happy Fibonacci Day. My life encircles around 5 W's. To start with Swami Vivekananda's quotes: arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. So who is Dr. Sukanya and what is her motto? Why she was involved so much in community service when she started in the order of sequence, and what made her to achieve as a community service specialist. And I was awarded recently inside the British Parliament by 5-time MP Mr. Bob Blackman inside the British Parliament on March 25th, 2025. Having said that, Dr. Sukanya Iyer is an academician, blogger, social entrepreneur whose only aim is to empower women and others across regions, across sections of society, and serve the needy. Where it all started, I am being in order of the sequence. I have started my career way back 1993 as 3rd standard class teacher in Chennai. I'm here, settled down in Pune, 2025, as a social activist, as key advisor role in Bharatiya Yuva Shakti Trust, Gwalior Incubation Center as senior mentor, and G100 National Advisory Council. Having donned all the roles, I feel that, influence flows from spirit, not from the status. And why am I doing this? Because I feel work is driven by a desire to make a positive impact and very much inspire others. Inspired by Swami Vivekananda's philosophy of selfless service. When I started, as I told you, 1993 in Chennai, I was in St. John's School, group of school, institutions as third standard class teacher. From there, I traveled widely, went to Hyderabad, went to the northern parts of India, got married, typically from South Indian Iyer family, then got married to Iyer family, took a sabbatical of 15 years, then also joined in world's largest political party, Bharatiya Janata Party, as part of intellectual cell, as part of executive member of social media, followed by Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji. And also he keeps replying for my various activities, keep writing on various topics, starting from organizational behavior to climate activism and everything. So, as you all were telling about Fibonacci, my life also is like that, in that particular sequence. 0 plus 1, 1 plus 1, in that way, just a drop. I'm just a drop in the ocean. So as I traveled, 97, from 93 to 97, I was a class teacher. 97, I got a doctorate from Institutional of Contemporary Studies in Washington, D.C. Then I was also a coordinator in Tata Infomedia, then got married in 2003, got into BYST, all sequence. 2005, took a sabbatical till 2014, inspired by Prime Minister Modi, joined the world's largest political party in social media team. I stand very humbly in front of you with limited knowledge, experience, and expertise with all efficiency levels in calibration as a social activist. I champion climate activism too, and do a lot of other activities only to empower every section of the society, needless to say, across all genders. And I want, wherever I am, to be a healthy, cleaner, greener, safer, secured society for each and every citizen. Whenever I see a pothole, I immediately go and meet the commissioner. I keep asking them, we are taxpayers, we are citizens, we have every right to go safely on the road, not to die. So you are in the government, you are in the helm of affairs, please give us better roads. So this has been my motto. This will be my motto, and I will empower till my last breath. As Swami Vivekananda says, those who live alone, they work for others. This will be my aim, and I keep working across the platforms. I keep working day and night only to empower women, and especially rural sections of the society. Recently, I was also awarded, by UAE brand ambassador, and I became a brand ambassador for an NGO called Inspiring Indian Women. I also am awarded by UAE Consulate, Mumbai, as Women Achiever of Maharashtra. My journey will continue to empower every woman, every person across the regions, across the sections of the society. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you. That was indeed a superb revelation, knowing you more and more. Thank you very much for that speech. Now, I see that Toastmaster Manoj is not yet in the room. So I will just request, I will include, you are already there. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I will add the spotlight. Now, the speech evaluator for Toastmaster Manoj is our evaluator, KV Premraj, right? Yes. No, it is for Rahul Tiwari, right? Yes, 1 minute. I think it is Distinguished Toastmaster Pinky. Yes. Thank you so much. So, Toastmaster Manoj Nair, thank you for enriching our experience, coming to our club and presenting your speech. He's an IT consultant. In the free time, he likes to watch movies, loves to go for a walk and play table tennis. He is a member of Beckenham Communicator Toastmaster Club. Before I go ahead with announcing his speech and he takes his speaking position, I would like to introduce this speech evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Pinky Bharoos. She is a communication skills catalyst, professional speaker, public speaking coach, and founder at Ace the Stage. She has been on platforms like TEDx and George Talks. Pinky has spoken and conducted many sessions, training sessions in corporates, colleges, universities, NGOs, and conferences. Welcome, Distinguished Toastmaster Pinky. Please outline the speech objectives of our Toastmaster, Manoj Nair. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Greetings, everyone. We all love stories. Why? Because we connect with it. And today, let us all be ready to connect because Toastmaster Manoj is going to share with us the power of storytelling. The pathway is Persuasive Influence. It's a level 3 project where either his speech has to be a story or there has to be story within a speech. All the very best, Toastmaster Manoj, and over to you.
Thank you for that crisp, clear introduction to the objectives of his speech. Toastmaster Manoj Nair, are you in the position, speaking position?
Yeah.
Thank you. Toastmaster Manoj Nair, he is presenting 1 minute. The speech on perspective. So, Toastmaster Manoj Nair, perspective. Perspective, Toastmaster Manoj Nair. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, and everyone, and the guest here. I would love to see a few more screens flashing up from black to livelihood because I hate to see people in the dark. Seems that I'm speaking to the ghost, actually. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rahul, to coming up there and a few more as well. Now, Stoic, the Greek philosopher, said, we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. Growing up, my dad used to say when I was a child, this is donkeys years ago, I will paraphrase this one exactly the same. An optimist sees the donut while the pessimist sees the hole in the donut. Two people can go through the same event and walk away with a completely different feelings and a completely different perspective, simply because the lenses are different. I can possibly see a disaster and you probably can see a lesson there. Or maybe you see something panic, but I can see something peace there. In our mindset paints completely different reality on that one. Stoic also taught us we cannot control what happens to us. We control how we choose to respond. And practically speaking, in the chores of today's modern world or modern life, perspective is what stops us from blowing small issues out of proportions. And I can see that some of you thinking, this is 9:30 or 10 o'clock in India, midnight, and is he telling philosophy? Is he really out of his mind? Bloody hell, come to the point. It's storytelling. Tell me the story. I got it. Let me tell you. Hang on there. Now, let me tell you a story about beautiful story, which has really changed my perspective, how things can be. It's a powerful shift, a story which I picked up from an internet. I thought maybe I'll share with you guys to see how you think. And probably you can able to use as a daily life tips to improve your perspective on it. A girl named Anita. There is no Anita, I believe so, in this screen. So maybe she shoot me down. Okay, fair enough. She's not there. So a girl named Anita, she went to the college and she had contacted her parents for a long, long time. And she was feeling guilty about it. And she decided to write a letter to explain her silence to her dad and mom. And here what she wrote in a letter. Dear dad and mom, I left for college and I've been remiss in writing. I'm so sorry for my thoughtfulness in not having this written sooner. I'd like to bring you up to date. But before that, I wanted you to read this letter by sitting down. And it's important because Dad and Mom, you have to sit down and read this letter. I am pretty well okay now, but shortly after my arrival, my room caught fire. And now that my skull fracture and concussion that I got is pretty much healed now. Because it happened because I jumped out of my dormitory window. There was a fire broke out in that apartment, and I have nowhere to jump. So when I jumped out, the next door neighbor, a guy called Andy, saw me. And luckily he was there to help me out. And he witnessed the fire and took me to the hospital. And he was there till I got discharged from the hospital. Now I got out of the hospital. I'm nowhere to live. And I don't find because my room has completely burned out because of the dormitory fire. So he kindly invited me to share his basement bedroom apartment. It's so small, but it's cozy. He's a very kind boy, and I feel deeply in love with him. We're planning to get married. We have not set exactly the date, but it will be before my pregnancy starts to show. Yes, Dad and Mom, I'm pregnant. I know you will be thrilled to become grandparents, and you will welcome the baby and your son-in-law, and with the open arms. He's not very well educated, but he's from a different religion. He's kind and ambitious, but he often drinks sometimes. He works very hard and very professional, but he occasionally takes party drugs and caught a jail for drug trafficking last year. I know you sincerely ignore all those things, but you accept and tolerate him. In conclusion, now I brought you up to date. I want to tell you that there was no dormitory fire, and I did not have any concussion or skull fracture. I was never in the hospital, and there is no boyfriend in my life, and I'm not pregnant. However, I have failed all my exams. I wanted you to see the result in my proper perspective. Now, imagine as an Indian parent, I personally, I'm so many of you except John, imagine how would you treat this as? Dad and Mom, I failed my exams. Oh, you failed your exams. You wasted your money. You wasted all my time. You wasted your time. But if you see this roller coaster emotions of the letter, and you say, thanks God, I'm so happy she's already failed her exams. That's what I said. Perspective is very, very important. It changed everything. It changed the way we look at things. Anita, in my mind's eye, did not lie or deceive her parents. She crafted a story that turned fear into relief, panic into perspective. So the takeaway message for all of you guys is that, next time when you get overwhelmed, step back, zoom out, and shift your lenses. And ask you, is it really that hard? Or is it really that bad? Or we just have to change a different perspective. Because in the end, it's not what happens to us defines us. It is how we choose to see it. Back to Toastmaster Girija Deshpande. Thank you.
Thank you. That was lovely. When you face struggle, when you face fear, desperation, go look at it from a bird's eye view. And then probably you will be able to see it from a different perspective that will calm you down. Thank you for that beautiful message too. While Toastmaster Manoj Nair spoke on Persuasive Influence Level 3 Project 2 and the power of storytelling, now we have the next speaker, who is Toastmaster Rahul Tiwari. Let me spotlight him. Yes. Can you? Yes, I'll spotlight you. And his evaluator is KV Premraj, Toastmaster KV Premraj. Now, Rahul Tiwari is presenting Motivational Strategy Level 3, Inspire Your Audience. And Toastmaster KV Premraj, who has kindly agreed to be the evaluator, has been formerly a broker for about 37 years. He has co-authored 7 books. He's a TEDx speaker and has been with Toastmasters since May 2024. He has been charter president of National Park Toastmasters Club, and he's now the area director. Quite a fast spiraling up, not following the Fibonacci order. Right? Right. So thank you. And over to you to describe the speech objectives of our speaker, Toastmaster Rahul Tiwari. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Girija. And in the sequence of speeches, we are coming to the third speech, wherein we have Rahul Tiwari, who is attempting the path, who has opted for the pathway motivational strategies. And the object of the speech is Inspire Your Audience. And the title is Why Only Me? Over to you, Girija.
Thank you. Thank you for taking up the role and look forward to listening to your evaluation. Toastmaster Rahul, are you in your speaking position? Can you hear us? Can you speak so that we can hear you well?
Right.
Okay. Timer, are you ready? Yeah. So that's wonderful to see Toastmaster Rahul taking up speaking position and standing position. Wonderful. He's a supply chain professional, a passionate speaker, communicator, and traveler. Loves to do workout, yoga, and cooking. Wonderful combination. Discipline always dominates motivation, he says. Now, before I proceed, are you married? Look at the
No,
combination.
that's
It says love to work out, yoga, and cooking. So girls will be looking for him. On a funny note. Okay, coming back to the speech. Rahul Tiwari, why only me? Why only me? Rahul Tiwari, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. When I opened my eyes, I saw my dear friend Satyam beside me. I smiled and winked at him. Yes, I made it. He had no clue what I was doing. Bro, you made it. But what? My fellow Toastmaster and respected guests, let me tell you, my name being announced in school's morning assembly as we have to on daily basis read news headlines. But I feared public speaking. Then too,
He froze. I think we'll wait. Rahul, can you hear? Yeah, I feared public speaking only until that we could hear. So go ahead. Yeah.
I feared
Probably
public
another
speaking.
20 seconds we will consider. Go ahead.
I feared public speaking. Then too, I started walking towards podium, thinking in my mind, why only me? There are a lot of students. Then why only me? I created this whole. Suddenly, I became unconscious and fell down. I created this whole drama to skip reading those headlines. And I succeeded. You cheater, Santya punched me hardly. Just like this, I had lots of adventures during my school days. Now it was time to leave my crime partners behind. Now I enrolled myself for graduation and that too in mechanical engineering. Raise your hand if you are an engineer. All right, I can see timers and thank you. Now you can feel how boring is to attending such long lectures. and that too in a mechanical class, fully monotonous. During first year, I used to bunk most of the class since I hate sitting long, attending lectures. But in second year, a magic happened. That 11 a.m. class of personality development communication captivated me so strongly that I started attending all the classes and bunk rest. Fortunately, I become head of personality development and communication club. The thing which I feared initially, now starting, I love it. And under this club, I organized so many events, successful events, even I can say, that made me famous among students, college management as well. And again, there was a time a breakfast was going to organize, and that too for the first time, and I was chosen for that. One day, Dean called me in office. Rahul, I am aware about your track record of making events so successful. I want you to lead this tech fest, and I know you will do it. And don't let me down. Yes, sir, I'll do it. I formed a team of proactive youths, and me and my team worked relentlessly for 30 days, asking for sponsors, promoting events, registrations, venue preparations, foods, everything we did. Finally, the day came for which we all have worked. I can feel each eyes were on cloud nine, and I was super happy. And I was also on cloud nine for my breakfast closing speech. I was just about to step on stage. Suddenly, a dean's calling. Yes, sir. Okay. Raise your hand if you have prepared for something, but at the end, something unexpected happened. My breakfast closing speech got cancelled. Dean called me, we are running out of time. Why only me? Why he and others can't cancel their speech? Why only me? Because I was a student. I was so furious on Dean that I had intention to thrash him physically. But I can't. It was a Dean. Then too, I gazed him with fierce eyes, stepped down from the stage, came to my room, locked myself in, and cried bitterly. I bowed down to the Almighty and jotted down whole incident in a paper that from today it will never ever happen again. The very next morning, I started hunting for public speaking platforms. Fortunately, that professor, 11M class, told me, Rahul, why don't you join Toastmaster? Definitely, I feel you will find what you're searching for. After attending first meeting of Toastmaster, I felt I'm at the right place. Toastmaster gave me the opportunity to channelize the fire, the wrath inside me in a right direction. And for me, it was like Majnu got his Laila. Well, I got the opportunity to act as a contest chair, master of ceremonies, chief judge, and many more roles at different verticals of the contest and also at club level. Initially, I had the opportunity to speak. I skipped. And in college, I want to speak, but I can't. So now I started embracing opportunities rather than skipping. Now I train young students who are just completed their education, bachelors, to crack their first interviews, and also mentoring people to write, to express their self on a platform, on a podium, or before the people. I find my answer, why only me? Because my destiny wants me to win and rule. Maybe sometimes there will be a situation you may also feel, why only me, right? Don't worry, something big waiting for you. Maybe also your destiny wants you to win. So, oh divine audience, get up and ask yourself, why only you? Grab the opportunity when it comes and leave your fear behind. Toastmaster of the day. Back to Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you. Very inspiring indeed, because instead of asking, why only me? Ask yourself, why not me? Beautiful. Very well said. Thank you. Before we move to the next section, can we cast the vote? We will cast the vote for the best speaker. So I will launch the polls. I request everybody to cast your vote for the best prepared speech section. Twelve out of 16 people have voted. I request everybody to kindly vote. I hope that it is popped up on your screen. I request everybody to cast your vote. I cannot do it, but I'm sure all the others can. 15 of you can vote. So 3 more votes. I'm just starting the countdown. 3, 3, and 3. 2, and 2. 1. That's it. So there are 13 votes out of 16, which is 81% of the people have participated. So I'm sharing the results to you. Congratulations, Toastmaster Manoj Nair. Thank you for that wonderful speech. And thank you, Dr. Sukanya Iyer and Toastmaster Rahul Tiwari. Both of you enlightened us, enriched us. Thank you very much. I request everybody to put on your videos so that we can just have a quick group photograph before we move ahead. Who would like to take the picture? I am taking 2. Thank you. So now we move on to the next section. Quick section, which is so very interesting. Everybody looks forward to it because that is where you speak out your heart. You speak off the cuff. Before that, I have the temptations. Just brush upon the theme of the day. Let's see Fibonacci applications across fields. The Fibonacci sequence isn't a museum piece. It is a working profession. In computer science, algorithms for sorting, searching information, data structures like Fibonacci heaps, that is the actual term, all rely on Fibonacci logic because it optimizes performance. In architecture and design, from the Parthenon to the pyramids of Giza to Mahadev and Meenakshi Amman temple in Madurai, the golden ratio helps create balance, symmetry, and elegance. Even Apple's product designs, those clean curves, often flirt with Fibonacci proportions. In music and poetry, just as Pingala discovered, rhythmic patterns in music often mirror Fibonacci sequences. The sound waves are captured like that. Even modern composers build crescendos and transitions based on Fibonacci timing. In biology and medicine, growth patterns in bacteria, cell division, DNA structure, many biological processes follow Fibonacci patterns. Medical imaging tools and modeling techniques use it to determine and direct anomalies or growth patterns. In modern artificial intelligence and technology, new research uses Fibonacci spirals in antenna design for 5G and satellite communication because the structure allows better frequency distribution. Even quantum computing experiments use Fibonacci sequences to study quasicrystals exotic structures and that behave between order and chaos. Now let's move on to the next section that we are looking forward to. That is the table topic section. Dr. Deepak Deshpande, he is the table topic master of the day. I'll give a brief introduction to him. He is an electronic engineer with PhD in human resources and professional experience of about 30 years in various multinational corporate bodies. And now he has launched his own firm, which is called as Soft Binomials. And he can roll out any song of Kumar Sanu, Kishore Kumar, or Mohammad Rafi in a jiffy faster than a Fibonacci sequence. And the life has been, I believe, slow, steady, continuous work, and beautiful structure, like a Fibonacci sequence. Thank you, and over to you, Dr. Deepak Deshpande, to lead the session.
Thank you. Now it's my turn to be in the sequence. I am Dr. Deepak Deshpande, Table Topics Master of the Day. Friends, we are going to kick off something very super fun, light but fast-paced segment of the meeting today. I invite all of you, especially the non-members, guests, and anyone who has not taken any role today to speak. This session invokes you to try your creativity and spontaneity. So I invite anyone who is interested to speak. I have got 7 topics with me. To start with, one of you will volunteer, pick up a number from 1 to 6. Then I will read out the topic assigned to that particular number. May I now request the timer to please give a demo.
At 1 minute, he will turn to green. The timing.
And 1.3,
yes.
that's yellow. And 2 minutes is going to be red. So when you see yellow, start winding up your speech. I see one hand there.
Yes, already she's here spotlighted. She's
okay.
our grammarian Kavitha
Number.
Prakash. She's there, yes. She wants to
yes,
speak.
Please. Make your choice in the sequence.
Number 5.
Number 5. Cool. What sequence of small steps keeps you grounded? What sequence of small steps keeps you grounded? Good luck.
Thank you. In childhood, we were grounded as punishment. But it's only later in our teenage that we realized grounded also meant to be modest, humble, and simple. See how perspective changes as we grow up, we become more mature. It's important to be grounded no matter how high we fly. Even the kite that flies the highest, touching the skies, has a thread which someone holds to keep it grounded. Well, what does it exactly mean to be grounded? In my life, I found a couple of things that I believed in. I have always wondered at nature and what it bestows. The sequence of events in your own life, from ignorance to knowledge, from darkness to light, from sadness to bliss. It happens at every stage. However, are we grateful for this? So, number 1 to be grounded is to embrace gratitude. Be thankful for whatever you have and count your blessings. Then blessings do come in a row. The second thing that's important is to aspire for more and more, which can help the community. If you can help people, then I am told that one good act can come back as good karma. It comes back in multiple magnitude. Maybe a Fibonacci sequence as it spirals. However, being humble is important. That means to be grounded, to have gratitude and count your blessings, and also to be thankful for what you have. I believe these are my rules for being grounded. Aspire more, get more. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Deepak Deshpande.
Fantastic. What touched my heart, I think I'm sure everybody will agree, is the tone and the grace.
Thank you.
Coupled with wonderful messages, especially gratitude, humility, and fantastic. Thank you so much. May I now invite the next volunteer? I saw somebody showing a thumbs up that time, or it was an acknowledgement of a good speech there. It was. So, okay,
We
who
have
is going
distinguished
next, please?
Toastmaster Babu Narayan here, who is not taken up any role. Request him to please speak.
You put him in a spot.
Yes.
In the sequence, okay.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you. I am adding him to the spotlight. Yes.
So number 5 is gone. So you're left with 5 numbers now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6.
Number 2.
Number 2. Ah, lucky you. Imagine your life is a movie. Which sequence deserves a standing ovation? Imagine your life is a movie. Which sequence deserves a standing ovation?
Thank you, Table Topics Master. I am one of those persons who always starts my life, my activities on a rather slow scale. I'm the kind of person who does not rush in where fools fear to tread. And therefore, if you ask me, what is my sequence when it comes to a movie and how I would probably interpret that, is that initially, I always would like to play the role of a villain. That is when the chips are down and most people will castigate you as a bad man. And once people have seen the bad side of you, it is time for you to unravel the goodness that is there in you as well. And that is how my movie will unravel, where I start off as a villain and then slowly tell the audience that I also have a good side of me. You know, every story always has a happy ending. So when the bad side of the story ends well, that is what remains in the minds of the audience. So unlike a normal Hindi movie where you have the villain coming and then getting bashed up at the end, mine would be that kind of a movie where the villain does come at the beginning, but at the end of the day, he ends up being a hero by virtue of showing others what the other side of goodness is. So that's how my movie will unravel in sequence. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Fantastic. So many images crossed through my mind as I was listening to you. Wonderful. Your speech evokes hope, tests the patience, raises the curiosity, and finally leaves the listener with a lot of joy and faith. Eventually, goodness matters. Friends, today's topic, as you know, are based on the word sequence. So who is going next? in the sequence? Volunteer, please. Why are you waiting to be nudged? Come on.
I will request Premraj.
I saw John raising the hand actually.
Oh, yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, John. Absolutely. Our pleasure. Thank you.
Who is going next?
He's here. John Graham.
Oh,
He's a
there you
Rotarian
go.
and Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster. He's our
Yes,
guest.
John. Thank you. Thank you. Please.
Thank you all
pick
for
up your
having me here.
number.
So it's very, very nice to be
Yes,
amongst.
John.
I'll take number 3, Deepak.
You will take number 3. What's a habit you want to add to your daily sequence?
Please, you're frozen.
What's a habit you want to add to your daily sequence? One habit.
Just one? Gosh, I have so many.
You can have it all.
Okay.
Minimum one.
Well,
you can share
one.
everything.
I have to choose. I think I want to add guitar back into my my lifestyle. For many years, when I was a teenager, I got into playing classical flamenco and Spanish guitar, and I actually won a competition. That was when I was 18 years old. It stayed with me for many years, and actually I started a guitar course at one of the local colleges on down the line. But lately, over the past few years, I've given it up. And every time I start it, some things get in the way. Life gets in the way. But that's part of life. That's a big part of life. That's an important thing for me. So if I were to start something up and make it part of my daily routine again, it should be that. That gives me a heartfelt feeling. When music tends to bring me out. Have you ever had the feeling of going beyond yourself? Becoming something more? Well, that's the feeling that I always had with music. And I've lost that. So I'd like to get it back. That would be my next routine. Thank you, Deepak.
Thank you. Thank you. I can relate to that so much. In fact, every moment, every sequence in a life can get more exciting if you have it, the music in your life. Thank you. May I request the next volunteer, please? You got some very nice topics left. You can pick up one. You might just get lucky. Oh. Is that our Manoj ji? Aap hain? Wonderful. So please pick up a number except.
I've always been a
2, 3,
backbencher.
5.
I'll go with the number 7 actually.
You will go with number 7. That's my lucky number 2. In your morning routine, sequence of tasks, which step would you love to add or delete? In your morning routine sequence of tasks, which step would you love to add or delete?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and table topic master, Dr. Girija Deshpande. One of the things which I love to, not to add actually, just to stick it there, is my morning routine of taking my cat for a walk. I may be thinking, you guys, does anyone take a cat for a walk? Isn't it look insane, silly? You've taken people taking dog for a walk or something else for a walk, but I take my cat for a walk. Because, I'm more interested in my cat's mental health condition. My cat is a gingery, fluffy, Norwegian forest Persian breed. Now, his dad's side is a Persian one, which is very fluffy and very grumpy kind of a cat, which is flat face and very gingery kind of thing. A lot of fur there. But his mother's side is Norwegian side. So Norwegian means the cats which are basically hunters. They wanted to climb on the tree and all those things. And the reason I wanted to take him for the cat is that is the time of solitude I have in the park, and the cat on the leash, and I'm holding the leash with me, and he's just walking around looking for those bumblebees, the magpies, the pigeons. The craving for those hunting of the cat is making me think that how someone can always, a cat looking for a pigeon, how can a cat, which is a kind of a walking on the floor, can get hold of a pigeon? That moment of me of solitude with the cat really helps my mental health condition as well. So it's not only the cat's mental health condition, it's my mental health condition as well, because I am there with my cat, thinking all about the life actually. And then that is the best time. So if I would say to you guys is that too, if you have a pet, go for it. If not, go by yourself on the morning routine to a park or to the forest or the woods, wherever you want to. Because that is the kind of time where you have with yourself the solitude. You can speak to yourself. You can open your mind, say whatever you want to say. And with that, when you're back, hit the ground running in the office, you come with a fresh thinking and got rejuvenated. With that, back to Toastmaster Dr. Deshpande. Thank you.
Wow. You took me to a different world. These days, I get to spend a lot of time with my granddaughter. She's just about a year now. And as I was listening to you, her face came in front of my eyes, the curiosity with which she looks things around and gives a shout. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I think we have
to
one last. Do we have enough time?
We'll have to wind up. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It was fantastic, friends. Some wonderful speeches, spontaneity in action we got to see. Thank you again.
Unfortunately, we have to wind up. It is so beautiful listening to everybody. Yeah. So
Indeed.
I will launch the poll right away. Before that, I would request our timer to announce the timings taken by the prepared speeches as well as the table topic speakers.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Let me present my report sequentially. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Sukanya Iyer, took 6 minutes and 9 seconds. And Speaker 2, Toastmaster Manoj Nair, took 6 minutes and 55 seconds. And Speaker 3, Toastmaster Rahul Tiwari, took 6 minutes and 55 seconds. All are qualified. And in a row, here is the report for table topic session. The first speaker, Toastmaster Kavitha, took 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Toastmaster Babu Narayan took 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Toastmaster John Graham took 1 minute and 25 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj took 2 minutes and 19 seconds. All the table topics speakers are qualified. Thank you.
Thank you. You presented it in an order and you used the word of the day also. Wonderful word and the idiom of the day. Thank you so much. You have been doing a marvelous job. Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Deepak Deshpande. It was a wonderful session. It is only with regret that we've got to wind up. And I will launch the polls now for the table topic. Please cast your vote. You all can see the names. No choice 5, only between choice 4. Kavitha, Babu Narayan, John Graham, Manoj Nair. The first 3 are distinguished Toastmasters, but then we are not allowed to put it on the polls. We have 12 out of 16 votes. I'm waiting for more votes. More votes, please. Request everybody to vote. Now 15 have come in, so that's it that we can have. I cannot vote, so I'm closing it. And I'm sharing the results. And we have a clash, a tie of the titans. Both spoke very well. In fact, everybody spoke so well. It touched my heart. I didn't want to stop the table topic session. If it was possible, I would have just gone on and on. So here you can see Kavitha and Manoj. Give it up, friends. Let's clap for them. Wonderful job. Thank you so much. And Distinguished Toastmaster Babu Narayan and Distinguished Toastmaster John Graham, thank you so much for your participation. You contributed so much and enriched our session. Thank you. Now we move on to the evaluation section. And in the evaluation section will be led by our general evaluator, Anutosh Ghosh. Before I proceed, I just have a question to evaluator KV Premraj. I had written a message, probably he missed it. The speaker is asking, can you deliver his evaluation first so that he can leave?
Yes, yes.
You're okay with it? Okay.
I'm okay
Now
with
before,
it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. So before you proceed with it, I would just like to talk something about the Fibonacci sequence just very quickly. Now, Fibonacci sequence applications in the contemporary developments in recent years, scientists have discovered Fibonacci patterns in unexpected places. Some brain mapping studies have shown spiraling patterns resembling Fibonacci ratios. Fibonacci coding reduces the sizes of files very efficiently. In astronomy, spiral galaxies, including our Milky Way, follows Fibonacci-like curves. But in biotechnology, synthetic biologists are now designing bacterial colonies that grow in Fibonacci arrangements. It is as if the universe has a favorite rhythm, and this sequence is the beat it dances to. Now over to our general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Girija. Hopefully, you can drink some water and get better again. All right, we shall get started with individual evaluations. But before that, just to ensure that I'm not ending up with a monologue towards the end of the meeting with a huge set of feedback points. So that's why I will just get started with the table topic section, give a quick feedback to the table topic speakers, and then move into the individual evaluations.
Absolutely. Our pleasure.
Thank you. So, the first table topic speaker was Distinguished Toastmaster Kavitha. Now, you had great examples about how the kite also is kept grounded, and that kind of perspective I never had thought about it, that kite can also be grounded by the thread, and how you connected the childhood groundedness with the teenage or the young adult groundedness. So these things are fabulous. And towards the end of the speech, you also highlighted what are the few things that you want, the small steps about being grounded. So wonderfully mentioned everything. You had a fabulous conclusion, and I love the way how you paced the whole speech with your calmness. I have no other feedback. Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Kavitha. Coming to Distinguished Toastmaster Babu Narayan, you mentioned how your life plays as a movie, and you get started with the role of a villain, and then you move ahead by taking up the role of the hero towards the end for a happy ending. Now, loved the way how you mentioned it overall. The only feedback that I have for you is that I was really missing out on a personal story, because the kind of things that you mentioned, I was really looking for some kind of maybe an adventure or special occasion where you played the role of a villain, you grounded someone or blasted someone, and then you played the role of a hero by um, helping that person or something like that. So that is the kind of personal story that was missing, some explicit personal details. Thank you so much, Babu Naran, for wonderful speech, and looking forward to hearing you more. Then we have distinguished Toastmaster John Graham. Now, music is something that uh, is definitely always soothing to the ears for many, and guitar is something which many people love. And definitely, I can understand why it invigorates your feelings when you play or listen to guitar. My only feedback point to you is that towards the end, I felt that the ending was a bit abrupt. Probably a bit of call to action could have been added for the audience, because you had a little bit of time, and maybe the audience could have grasped something from your call to action, because your point of view was amazing. So, would love to hear from you again, distinguished Toastmaster John, and thank you. Last but not the least, we have Manoj Nair as speaker number 4, and I simply was amazed with the kind of thing that you mentioned about how cats can actually pounce on the pigeons and hunt them. So, and the excitement that you showed, that was really infectious, because I was also engrossed in your story. And this has been happening twice, and I'll just wait for the evaluation to finish up. But amazing storytelling, and definitely that you have sold me your idea about that morning routine, why it is important. So thank you so much. I have no further feedback for you, and looking forward to hearing you again. For Manoj Nair. Next, we shall go ahead with the individual evaluations, starting from the evaluation number 3. Evaluator Toastmaster KV Premraj to evaluate the speech delivered by Toastmaster Rahul Tiwari. Over to you, Toastmaster KV Premraj.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My target speaker, Rahul Tiwari, delivered a speech on why only me. And what a speech it was. He started up very strongly by actually standing and delivering that speech. So when a person stands and delivers, it adds more variety to his speech, and it gives him mobility. Had he been sitting in a place, he would not have been able to move around. Because he stood up, it gave him mobility, and then we could also see a lot of gestures from him, which was what really stood out for me. And the second point that I liked about the speech was he was just not relating stories. He was actually acting it. He was enacting it. There were many instances wherein while he was relating the stories, he actually acted it. So that added much more gravity to what he was telling. And it was very, very engaging. And then another thing that I liked about the speech was in the speech, he had dialogues. Most of the times we just tell stories or just relate things. But in this case, because there was dialogues, it was more impressive, and we could actually feel two people conversing. That's what I really liked about him. And then the objective of the speech is to inspire audiences. So there was an audience connect. And for this audience connect, in a couple of times, he asked questions to the audience. So not only was he relating something, he was also asking questions to the audience, so that audience connect came up very, very strongly. These are the 4 good points that I have noted about the speech. But if the speech has to be taken to the next higher level, there are a couple of suggestions that I would like to give him. And the first one is, our speech is only for between 5 to 7 minutes. I found there were numerous instances that you quoted. I would have recommended, if you have restricted yourself to 3 instances, you could have dwelt a bit more on it, and the audience connect would have been much, much higher. And the second thing is, because there were too many stories or too many incidences and anecdotes that you were talking about, at times it looked a bit disjointed. The sequence did not really seem to gel. So if with lesser number of incidents, you would have been able to have this much as the sequence would have been much better for the audience to follow and connect. Overall, a very, very impressive speech. I liked it. And the objective of the speech to inspire the audience was met. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster KV Premraj. The sequence that you followed was exactly what we also followed in the form of the recommendation, summary, and beautifully portrayed. I agree with your points, and definitely, Toastmaster Rahul, there were quite a few things that I loved, and totally agree with the points mentioned by Toastmaster Premraj. One of the other improvement area I shall say is that what I felt is the conviction voice that you have, that probably require a little bit of loudness and excitement. That is what something I felt was missing. So, and the way you engaged with the audience in the middle part, and I was definitely engaged. Like one of the questions, uh, whether at the end something was totally removed, that part I was like, every time it happens with me. So please, I'm sure you will work on those parts, and definitely we will get to hear from you again. And lovely speech overall. Thank you so much, Rahul, for enticing us with your speech. And thank you, Toastmaster Premraj, as well, for your wonderful
My pleasure.
evaluation.
My pleasure.
With this, we will move on to the first evaluation to be done by Toastmaster Nupur Saklecha for the speech delivered by Dr. Sukanya Iyer. Toastmaster Dr. Sukanya Iyer. Over to Toastmaster Nupur.
Good evening. Friends, Plato said, a wise man speaks because he has something to say. A fool speaks because he has to say something. Toastmaster Dr. Sukanya Iyer, you did not deliver this project just to tick a box. You definitely had a powerful message to convey. The message that leadership is not about title, it is about empathy and service. You did it with genuine feeling and adorable authenticity. Congratulations. Friends, Toastmaster Sukanya had a clear plan, the objective of the speech, and the content. She structured it with the impressive introduction, balanced the body with brilliant personal story, and gave a crisp closing. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance a speech. Did speaker use appropriate pitch, volume, and pace to keep the audience engaged? She did. The pitch varied as per the context. The volume was clear. She spoke at a speed that was neither too fast nor too slow. She thus kept us engaged. Was eye contact maintained? I felt. She looked at our faces on Zoom while talking. For better impact, while talking online, we should look at the camera on our laptop. If she had done it, each one of us would have felt that she looked at us only. This comes with practice alone. I urge the speakers to focus on this. Did she use hand gestures naturally? I certainly noticed her shoulders moving, but she did not use her hand as effectively as she could have. Her voice modulation was strong, but at moment I stand very humble. A softer tone would have cleared better emotion impact. Overall, her enthusiasm and passion were captivating. She delivered the talk with vocal variety, clear pronunciation, and calm confidence, using suitable gestures and focusing on eye contact with audience will make her speech move from impactful to awesome. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. And definitely, I agree with your feedback points. Um, Toastmaster Dr. Sukanya, uh, you definitely are a confident speaker, and the initial time when you started, there was a sentence when you were saying that Dr. Sukanya Iyer stayed in Chennai and then she was born in Chennai and then she moved to Pune. So you were referring to yourself as Dr. Sukanya Iyer, and then you started referring to yourself as I. So um, normally, whenever, let's say, we are sharing something which is somewhere deeply hurt, or maybe something which we are not really in comfortable moment, that is when we try to share it in a third person. So uh, try to share it always in a first person or second person view. That way it will definitely help you connect with the audience better. Otherwise, if you are feeling alienated with your own self by mentioning the name itself, then others also feel that alienation. So you will be disconnected overall with the audience. That's normally what happens. And regarding the voice modulation part, definitely I agree that a softer tone sometimes would have been better. Um, I felt that the speech was more like an icebreaker. Probably some specific incident or maybe two incidents could be taken and then highlighted in your speech overall. That will give a different ways of sharing your pointers on what probably you have done in your life, or what are your ambitions still towards the society, or likewise. And that being said, Toastmaster Dr. Sukanya, you are definitely someone whom we need in the society to empower and enable other women and citizens across India. So definitely the speech was powerful, and we would love to hear more from you. Thank you. Toastmaster Nupur, yes. Toastmaster Nupur, the things that you mentioned overall, those are absolutely correct in the right format you are going. Uh, what we can probably do better is that the why part, when you were mentioning, those are important, but they can be shortened a bit in a more crisp manner. So that way, uh, your time will be much less taking. So right now, I believe the timer will mention the time, but still, I know that since you were out of time, so that part you will have much more control over it. And in the beginning, what you can do is you can write down certain points, what you are about to tell. And when you write it down, you can also try and figure out that what sort of words you can remove and then still make it to the point. So that way you will have much more crisp speech. So that will enhance your overall speaking prowess, that I shall say. All right. And thank you so much, Nupur, with this evaluation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Next, we will hear the last and final evaluation from distinguished Toastmaster Pinky Bharoos. After a long, long time, I am also having this opportunity to hear from you. She will be evaluating the speech delivered by Toastmaster Manoj Nair. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Pinky.
Toastmaster Manoj, by any chance Are you a mind reader? When the speech began, I was thinking, wait, this is philosophy. Where is the story? Have I read the objectives wrong? And there you came saying, are you all thinking that where is the story? I was like, oh, he reads mine. Wonderful hook and awesome connection on that. Greetings, everyone. Let me share with you all how the story connected. First point, the tone. Now, here I'm not talking about the tone of voice, I'm talking about the tone in which the speech was written, the conversational tone. Did you all notice that when he was talking to us, he leaned forward and spoke to us? Again, awesome job on that. Second thing, the choice of story. I loved the story. It had kind of humor, suspense, message, amazing story. Third thing, the opening. Immediate engaging. Okay, everyone, let's be on camera. I don't want to speak to black dots and all. Wonderful job. So, immediate connection. And fourth thing is your wonderful language. I'm sure distinguished Toastmaster Kavitha present here would have a long list of wonderful words and phrases used in your speech, such as donkey ears, shiftlins, etc. Now, let's see how the speech can be more engaging. Toastmaster Manoj, your energy is your strength. We have to play with it. For me, it was high throughout. Sometimes it can be low. It is like I'm reading something and everything is in bold. I don't know which is important for me, which is not important for me. How can we do that? Especially when you were reading the letter. Now it has different contrast. Maybe change the volume up and down, pace up and down, pitch up and down. So that will give a shift of energy. Second thing, add a personal touch to the story which you shared. I got to know that what Manoj learned from the story. I also want to know, hey, how is he using that learning? How can that learning help us? So maybe a short anecdote in 3 to 4 lines can help me that, and that story will stick better with me. So, to conclude, play with energy, but good job on the tone of conversation on engaging. And yes, I'm always ready to see the silver lining at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Pinky. I have no feedback points for you, except that it was brilliant. You were also pacing it nicely so that we all can grasp your evaluation points. Loved the overall speech of yours. Toastmaster Manoj, definitely, again, wonderful storytelling. And whenever I have heard you in the earlier meetings also, you were simply mind-blowing. Uh, one point that I definitely have for you is that whenever you speak, you have so much things to tell, and I definitely am glued to all the points that you share. So many times when I find that whatever you are saying, by the time I'm able to process one sentence, you are almost going to the third sentence. So that pacing is kind of like really fast for my brain to process it. So that is something that if you can kindly work on it, then definitely it will be at least better for me. That much I can say. So that is the only feedback, and keep engrossing us with your fabulous stories. Always love it. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj. Now, can we quickly request the timer to share the timing of the evaluators? Only the evaluators.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Evaluator 1.
Simultaneously,
To
shall I launch the poll also?
We will just Listen.
Yeah, Toastmaster Nupur took, actually, I made some mistake during her evaluation. She actually took 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Sorry for that. And evaluated to uh, DTM Pinky
Okay.
took 3
Okay.
minutes and 18 seconds. And evaluated 3, TM Premraj took 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Thank you.
Got it. So I shall correct that part from my side, Toastmaster Nupur, that the red card was up, and that is why that I got that feeling that you were short on time. So definitely correction from my side. Yes, Toastmaster Girija, how many votings have you got so far? You are on mute. Toastmaster Girija, you are on mute. No, 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 not yet. You are still on
Starting
mute.
the
You have to
countdown
unmute. Yes.
just now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have got 14 out of 16 votes, and just counting down because we can get one more vote. 3, 3, and 3. 2, 2, 1. I'm winding it up. We've got 14 votes. That is 87% people participated, but hands down, it is distinguished Toastmaster Pinky Bharoos who has got the maximum votes. As you all can see, 11 votes. Thank you very much. And it was a beautiful experience listening to all of you. And each one of that evaluation made us think. If I were on the shoes of the speaker, how I would have done and how I would have been evaluated. Wonderful, amazing. Thank you for that enriching experience. Now we can go ahead with the auxiliary.
Right.
Yeah, rules.
Thank you, Toastmaster Girija. Let us get started with Toastmaster Kavitha, distinguished Toastmaster Kavitha's report about the Grammarian.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. I think the whole meeting is going in perfect sequence. Do you want to take a guess how many times the word of the day was used in today's meetings in perfect context? Any guesses?
Above 15?
3 to 4 times, I will. 3 to 4.
Any
Okay. One good guess, one blind guess. I think you were so engrossed in listening to them that you missed out that they were using the words. Anutosh, I think, was close. The word of the day sequence was used 15 times today, appropriately. And the phrase of the day was used 3 times appropriately. It was in a row. Thank you for using the word of the day and the phrase of the day. And it mattered so much because the theme also was aligned. The word of the day was aligned to the theme of the day. Let me go take you through the report of good grammar and also good vocabulary. I will do it beside each other for each speaker. Speaker 1, Sukanya Iyer, is an achiever par excellence from what I listened to her, impressed by listening to her. She started with a quote, Arise Awake, which was good. And she also tried to use the word of the day, my life is a Fibonacci sequence. So she was bringing it all together to come full circle. However, she can also improve on the usage of grammar. And why I am doing this? Because it does not fall in line with grammar. You can say, why am I doing this? Is because, or I am doing this because would be a better way to do it. Thank you, Dr. Sukanya. Next was speaker number 2, Manoj Nair. His speech was filled with amazing words and phrases. The very first word was perspective, which was also part of his theme. He also started with a quote, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. The emphasis was great. And okay. So I missed my own handwriting. I was not able to read it. And I liked the way he brought out the story of Anita's letter and the contradictions that he used. Fear into relief, turn fear into relief, and panic into perspective. That was amazing. Then it was speaker number 3, Rahul Tiwari. His speech had many good things, but a lot of improvement on the grammarian aspect. One was he had an attention grabber. He started with closing his eyes in silence. And he also said, I feared public speaking. Then too, I started walking towards the dais. So this is something that is not grammatical. You could say, I feared public speaking. However, I started walking towards the dais. You can connect me on the personal window. I will give you a lot more of improvements on the grammar aspect. Some of the good phrases you used were on cloud 9. And you also gave a call to action. Ask yourself, why only me? And you address the audience as my divine audience. So these were really amazing usages. Then the Toastmaster of the day gave us a plethora of words that were relevant to the theme: Fibonacci logic, golden ratio, rhythmic patterns in music, crescendos, antenna design, frequency distribution, and whatnot. I would like to commend the topic master for today, Dr. Deepak, for giving us different connotations of the word sequence and aligning the topics with each connotation separately. Sequence of steps, life, which sequence in the movie, and habit that you want to bring in your daily sequence. So these are some amazing perspectives that we had to the word sequence, and I'm very impressed with all the speakers who tried to use it, and you made me smile every time you use the word sequence. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so
Unfortunately,
much.
our counter has written that she couldn't listen. She was dropping on and off, so she has not prepared a report. So she will not be joining us.
Okay.
So we can,
okay.
yeah.
We will skip then that part, and probably in that scenario, maybe
We can have the
one of
timer
us,
report
yeah,
for Grammarian.
right.
Yeah,
Over to Master Iyer Rajan.
yeah.
And after
Grammarian
that, you
took
can give your report.
Grammarian took 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Yeah.
Overall, Toastmaster Iyer Raja, thank you so much for helping us in maintaining the showing of the cards at the right time, except for that Toastmaster Nupur part, which I understand that can happen. And thank you for clarifying the rules in the beginning with proper format and everything. Distinguished Toastmaster Kavitha, your report was quite comprehensive, and thank you for enlightening us with the right and the right usages and the good usages. For our counter, we are sorry, probably we can later on in other meetings, what we can do is whenever we find that someone is having some on and off kind of a thing, we can request on the spot if someone can take up this role and then help us in taking care of this, because this is also an important role that we have in every meeting. So that is another point. Now, let me quickly go back with the overall feedback about the meeting, and I'm just intrigued to start from the end today. So, those table topics master, Toastmaster Dr. Deepak Deshpande, your topics were really amazing, in line with the theme, and overall the way how you mentioned and you transitioned after each speaker when the stage was given back to you, that was fabulous. And time and again, you are always motivating the audience and definitely uh, asking the uh, guests to come on the stage, and whoever was the non-spoken Toastmasters to come on the stage. That was beautifully done. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dr. Deepak Deshpande. Definitely soon you will also become distinguished Toastmaster. Next, as the Toastmaster of the day, now I have quite a few points. I will try to be brief. Let's see. So, first of all, thank you, Toastmaster Girija, for beautifully myth busting that point of who actually invented the Fibonacci series. That origin part was quite informative and engaging. Few points that I have is the deep dive that you had into the Fibonacci series. That was quite rich in the research that you have done. And at times I was feeling like most of the things are going over my head and was too much technical. So um, probably if that part can be a little bit balanced out with the uh, than going into the technical depth rather than having uh, something which is a little bit simple, that will make sure that the theme serves as a thread rather than something like the full syllabus of the maths. So that is the main thing that I have. There were too much examples also. So probably 2, 3 examples, and then we can highlight some of the areas in which Fibonacci series has been helpful, like in the space, in the different mathematical inventions and its extravagant areas of where mathematics has been helpful. So that kind of a thing, or medical field like that. So that would have been helpful. And the way how you introduced all the role players and your candid style throughout the meeting, that was amazing. When you were trying to find out Nupur, where is she or where is Rahul, and you definitely engaged with everyone, kept the meeting on toes, and spotlighting was on. You were also proactive with the audio video checks. Everything fabulous. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Girija, for that one woman army kind of a thing.
Thank
Lovely.
you for taking up this very important role and giving us very candid feedback. Definitely, I will implement this. When I announced the topic, then a lot of people said, "Oh, we want more information. Give as much information as possible." So that is one reason probably it was maybe overloaded, like you said. But at the same time, when you go into a topic and then you do research and then you come to know, oh, here also it is there. You become so enthusiastic. You start for the sake of other people and then you begin to do it for yourself. That's what it became finally. Yeah.
I agree.
Thank you so
Totally
much.
agree.
Yeah. So now I will just launch the poll for I think only Grammarian
Yes,
is there.
right.
Grammarian and timer is there. Grammarian
Correct.
to 4 minutes. So would you want me to launch a poll with Grammarian and timer? How do you want to go about?
Yes.
We'll launch?
Please launch
Okay.
the poll with the
Okay.
Grammarian and timer.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me that one.
Thank you. Eight out of 13, 9 out of 13, 10 out of 13 have voted. Now we've come down to 13 people from 17. So it's expected, but 2 more votes can come in. I'm starting the countdown. 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1. Now 11 out of 13 participants have voted. So I'm ending the poll and I'm sharing the results. Congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster Kavitha Prakash. Super job. And of course, my gratitude to timer Ilayaraja Kaliratnam. Without you, the meeting wouldn't have been, fruitful because we would have been going haywire on time. It is very important to keep the time and you help me do it. Now, we'll just close the meeting with a small roundup. Like I said, why does this Fibonacci sequence matter to us? Fibonacci teaches us the beauty of progressive build-up. Just like the sequence grows by adding the previous step, our communication grows by building on clarity, consistency, and connection. Every strong speech adds a touch of story, a touch of emotion, a spark of insight. And suddenly, the message expands naturally, effortlessly, like a sunflower opening in the morning light. Public speaking, like Fibonacci numbers, isn't about jumping from 1 to 34. It's about going from 1 to 1 and 2 to 3 steadily, gracefully, confidently. So, my friends, Fibonacci sequence reminds us that greatness often begins quietly, slowly. It tells us that even the smallest steps can take us towards exponential growth. That order rises from chaos. Beauty has structure. That real progress doesn't demand perfection. It demands consistency and continuation. So the next time you see a sunflower, a seashell, or a quiet swirl on your coffee, morning coffee, remember this. The universe is not random. It is musical, it is mathematical, and it's inviting us, each of us, to grow one gentle step at a time. And who knows, perhaps your next step, like that next Fibonacci number, might be far bigger than you imagined. As the presiding officer of the day, I thank everyone for playing their part in this sequence. Where minds meet, there is magic. Thank you.